Good morning. Thank you for coming. My name is Jennifer Jacobson. I am speaking on behalf of Connecticut Unites for Student Privacy. We are a bipartisan group of parents who have come together to preserve parental rights and to protect the children of Connecticut. Our purpose is to let our legislators, our citizens, and our students aware of collection of personal information that is taking place at our public education institutions, preschool through college, in addition to the data collected on their parents and on their teachers that is placed into our state longitudinal database known as the Preschool to 20 Workforce Information Network, otherwise known as P-20 WIN. It is an exorbitant amount of data that the federal government has asked for our public schools to collect on children, babies, college students, their parents, and their teachers. It was federally funded through a grant originally. That money is gone, so now we are funding it ourselves, or the legislators are going to be asked to fund it further. Why this poses a problem? It poses a problem because there is no parent knowledge, no parent consent, no parent disclosures, no parent access. No one knows that this information is being collected on their children. We have asked and met with many of the state representatives and senators and state reps who have listened to the facts of this situation, and as of this year, we have 17 bills that have been put in through the Education Committee to protect student data, to regulate this information network, and to pass legislation finally in the state of Connecticut that protects our children's personal information. Almost half of the states have already enacted these laws. We have not. Last year, 36 states put forth 110 bills around student data privacy. Like I said, almost half of them were enacted into law, which regulates what can, and more specifically, what cannot be collected and then shared out to third parties without parental consent. This was all done because we had one law, federal law, the Family Educational Records Privacy Act, written in '74, prior to the digital age, that protected your children's education records from being disclosed without your consent. Well, at the end of 2011, there was an amendment to that law without congressional approval that unlocked the data so that it can be shared without parents knowing about it, not only shared but collected. I feel that even though I'm not a homeschooling parent, I've joined this group because there is obviously an attempt to collect information on every citizen in the United States, regardless of whether or not they attend public school, and that by mandating these mental health assessments and IEPs on homeschoolers, that will get those kids into this database. So obviously I stand here before you to urge you to write to representatives and senators to get those bills out of the Education Committee this session. We want them out of committee and we want them to the floor so that we can have an open conversation about what's being done, why it's being done, and how we can make it safer than what we have today, because our state has nothing regulating the system whatsoever. That needs to change, and it needs to change this session. Thank you.